Meghan Markle's aspirations to conquer Hollywood as a powerhouse producer and actress have hit a wall, with reports of rejections from major studios like Netflix, Paramount, Warner Brothers, and HBO signaling a critical turning point in her career. Once heralded as a royal-turned-media mogul, Meghan is now grappling with a reputation crisis marked by failed projects, strained industry relationships, and a public narrative spiraling out of her control. This analysis explores the behind-the-scenes dynamics, the financial stakes, and the broader implications for Meghan's brand, drawing on available evidence and industry insights to separate fact from speculation. Other reported projects, such as a Netflix adaptation of Meet Me at the Lake and a feminist retelling of Miss Havisham from Great Expectations, stalled in development, with no directors or casts confirmed. A sitcom tentatively titled My World with Meghan, blending mockumentary-style humor with a fashion world narrative, was scrapped before production, reflecting deeper issues in Netflix's confidence in Meghan's creative direction. Insiders cite missed deadlines, vague pitches, and creative disagreements as key reasons for these failures, with one executive noting that Meghan's insistence on final creative control created a minefield made of ego. Beyond Netflix, reports of Meghan being ghosted by Paramount, Warner Brothers, and HBO lack specific evidence but align with a broader narrative of industry fatigue. An insider quoted in The Wrap described Meghan as overly demanding and highlighted executive turnover at Archewell, including the departure of President Mandana Dayani and head of content Ben Browning, as signs of internal chaos. These exits, coupled with the collapse of a $20 million Spotify deal in 2023 after producing just 12 episodes of Archetypes, paint a picture of a couple struggling to deliver on their promises. The financial implications are stark. The Netflix deal, reportedly worth $100 million, was a cornerstone of Meghan and Harry's financial independence after stepping down as senior royals in 2020. Their Montecito mansion, purchased for $14.65 million, and a staff encompassing communications, production, and estate employees require significant upkeep. The couple's reported $20 million from Harry and Meghan and $15 million from Harry's memoir Spare provided a cushion, but the loss of the Netflix contract and stalled projects like Meet Me at the Lake represent a potential loss of tens of millions in future earnings. Additionally, Meghan's lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard, has faced setbacks, with a trademark rejection and no products sold despite initial hype. The failure of As Ever's Napa Valley Rosé and Jam lines to meet fulfillment demand further eroded confidence in her business acumen. Meghan's reaction to these setbacks has been a mix of defiance and desperation. Insiders report she was livid and shocked by Netflix's refusal to entertain a new deal, even after personal outreach to CEO Ted Sarandos. Publicly, she has framed her struggles as a result of systemic issues, accusing Hollywood of toxic masculinity and claiming her diverse background as a woman of color has led to unfair treatment. These comments, including subtle jabs at other actresses for receiving opportunities she felt entitled to, have alienated industry peers and drawn comparisons to celebrities who overplay moral authority. One executive bluntly stated, "It's not that she's a woman, it's that she's Meghan Markle." On social media, Meghan has pivoted to portraying herself as a digital personality, emphasizing her podcast and American Riviera Orchard. However, engagement on her Instagram posts is declining, and viewership for her new podcast with Lemonada Media, a smaller platform, is inconsistent. Critics argue she is using feminism and social justice as a shield to deflect accountability for her professional failures, a tactic that has lost traction with even former supporters like Oprah Winfrey and Serena Williams, who have remained silent amid the controversy. Meghan's reputation in Hollywood is at an all-time low. Industry insiders describe her as uncompromising to a fault, with meetings bogged down by her demands for creative control and script notes that prioritized her image over storytelling. Public sentiment is equally harsh, with favorability ratings in the UK dropping below 30% and declining among key US demographics, including women aged 25 to 40. Social media reactions to With Love, Meghan were mixed, with negative sentiment overtaking positive posts shortly after its March 2025 premiere. As seen in a Newsweek analysis of 190,000 mentions over 3 days. Comments on X, such as one user calling her phony and fake, reflect a growing public fatigue with her narrative. Meghan's attempts to salvage her career have been hampered by strategic errors. Her reliance on social media to control the narrative, posting inspirational quotes and family photos, has failed to counter the industry's perception of her as difficult to work with. Her pivot to independent ventures like brand deals and wellness products, e.g., eye cream, ebooks, is seen as a survival tactic rather than a viable long-term strategy, unlikely to match the financial or cultural impact of her earlier ambitions. Reports of negotiations for a new Netflix deal, as suggested by Fox News, lack confirmation and are overshadowed by the consensus that the original contract will expire without renewal in September 2025. The failure to secure deals with other studios like Paramount, Warner Brothers, or HBO remains speculative, as no concrete evidence of specific projects or rejections has surfaced. However, the broader narrative of industry disinterest aligns with reports of Archewell's internal dysfunction and Meghan's inability to translate tabloid buzz into sustainable viewership. Her accusation that the U.S. government is partly to blame for her career woes lacks substantiation and has been met with skepticism, further eroding her credibility. Meghan Markle's Hollywood dreams are in tatters, marked by the collapse of her Netflix deal, stalled projects, and a reputation tarnished by perceptions of ego and unprofessionalism. The loss of potential multi-million-dollar deals and the failure of With Love, Meghan and Polo to resonate with audiences have left her scrambling to maintain relevance through social media and smaller ventures like her podcast, An American Riviera Orchard. Her attempts to frame her struggles as systemic sexism or external conspiracies have backfired, alienating industry insiders and eroding public support. While Meghan clings to the narrative of a misunderstood trailblazer, the evidence points to self-inflicted wounds, over-reliance on her royal persona, demands for creative control, and a failure to deliver compelling content. With Hollywood's doors closing and her inner circle shrinking, Meghan faces a stark choice: reinvent herself through humility and tangible results, or risk fading into irrelevance. The spotlight she once commanded is dimming, and without a significant course correction, her echo may indeed be all that remains.